Today, Claire and I are going to show you how to make a community cycle. So first of all, it involves collecting old bicycles. So I've been fortunate to find some in people's garbage in the back lane. Friends have given us some, and actually I guess we had one or two. So we'll show you our collection of bicycles, and we'll pick one out that we're going to fix up and paint and adhere a sticker to it to identify it as a community cycle. Very easy, and anyone can do it. So here is our collection of community cycles. As you can see, there's just a whole mishmash of old bikes.
Yeah.
We're going to pick one out that suits our needs and is in repairable condition, and we'll go through the steps that are required to turn it into a community cycle.
Which is that one?
Okay, so we've chosen this bike, which was actually given to us by a friend, and it looks to be in not too bad a condition. The seat's kind of loose. I think some of the cables and brakes and that are not working. But that's okay. We'll put it up on the rack, and we'll do a full assessment here in a moment. Okay, so as you can see, we now have it on our bicycle rack, so we can do a thorough assessment of the brakes, the tires, the gears, and just take a bit of an inventory of what we need. As you can see, we had quite a supply of other broken down bikes that we'll take parts off of as required, plus we have a few parts in the workshop here as well. So this is just where we keep our tools and so on.
Oh, you cleaned it out.
Okay, our first assessment has found that we're missing a nut on this axle, so we'll replace that. And also, as you can see, the brakes are far out of adjustment, so Claire's going to attempt to loosen that nut, and we'll make the necessary adjustments to that.
Loosen what? I know where it went.
Okay, so now, as you notice, we needed a new nut for the axle. So
this one doesn't fit on there.
So we're going to look for the appropriate size nut. Yes, Claire, that looks like about right. So
but it doesn't fit.
Here, just a sec. We can adjust the wrench.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
To start it.
Okay.
Thanks. This way?
Yep. As you can see, making a community cycle really is child's play. It's just about collecting the parts, having some basic knowledge.
That way.
No, this way.
This way?
No, the other way. Not a girl. Pick it up, and we'll take it and we'll put it on the other. We'll need the wrench though. Okay, so now Claire is testing the running gear.
Oh.
So she's just making sure the gears work as intended.
It looks like it is. Look how good it's running.
Okay, so far we've done a bit of an assessment on the bike. We've determined that the rear gear adjustment, the cable is seized, so that we'll likely have to replace if we can't oil it up. The brakes on the front were out of adjustment. We've adjusted the shoes, and those should be fine. Claire's putting some air in the tire just to test the integrity of the tube. Likely the tubes will have to be replaced, but she'll pump it up and we'll just see how that goes. Tubes are a couple of bucks a piece, so not a big deal. Okay, so now we're going to take the bike for a quick test drive. We pumped up the tires and Claire's taking care of that, and they're all fine. The gears seem to work, the brakes work okay as well. So we'll just take it for a test run.
It's pretty good, Daddy.
Okay, so what we've done is we've just wiped the frame overall with some bar salt to get any oil or grease or anything. Claire has started to just put some paint on the frame.
Doing it.
Okay, so as you can see, Claire is in the beginning stages of what would be the final stage, the actual painting of the bike. So the idea is not to make the bike pretty and so people would want to take it home and covet it. It's, the idea is just to identify it as a community cycle because it's green. It's painted with a brush. So Claire has a fairly big job. She's using a smaller brush that lets her get into the small spots, and she has a bigger brush for when she needs it as well. So the paint we're using is called Exo Rust. Yeah,
We use that.
yeah, you can use that as well. So it's a rust paint, and it costs about $12 for the quart. So I'm sure you would have enough to do 8 or 10 bikes with that much paint.
8 or 10 bikes?
So as you can see, Claire has made quite a bit of progress already. She's only been at it for probably 5 minutes. She's insistent on doing it herself, which is great. And she's not really being too careful about how the paint goes on, and that's kind of the idea, that we're trying to avoid most metal parts and moving parts and just get the bulk of the frame painted green so it identifies it as a community cycle. Okay, so here we are. It's morning time after last night when we were working on building our community cycle. As you can see, Claire, hold up the sticker.
Is it upside down?
No, it's good. So it says www.communitycycle.net. Use it, fix it, or leave it where it won't be a hazard. So Claire is going to adhere that to the bike here in just 1 second. And the paint should be relatively dry now because we've left it overnight. So I'll just get the bike out. Communitycycle.net. So as you see, Claire's now fixed the sticker on there, and you can see it's www.communitycycle.net. It's up there in a prominent place, and it looks quite great. So a few other things to do, just adjusting the bike brakes a little bit, and essentially we'll be ready to go.